We're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1976 no-mint mark bicentennial quarter. With its unique design and fascinating backstory, some collectors say it could be worth millions of dollars. But how does this happen? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, enthusiast, or just curious about hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about the 1976 no-mint mark quarter. You might be wondering, why would a regular-looking quarter from the 1970s be worth so much? The answer lies in its unique history, design, and rare variations. Let's jump into it. First, let's rewind to the 1970s. In 1976, America celebrated its 200th birthday, the bicentennial. To commemorate this milestone, the U.S. Mint released a special series of coins, including the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, each with unique designs celebrating America's founding. Unlike any other quarter, the 1976 version features a colonial drummer on the reverse side, created by designer Jack L. H.R. This distinctive design replaced the usual eagle and was minted in both copper nickel and 40% silver versions. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these quarters have no mint mark at all, adding an extra layer of intrigue. The absence of a mint mark on a 1976 quarter might not seem like a big deal, but it can make all the difference for collectors. Normally, no mint mark means the coin was produced in Philadelphia. However, in the case of the bicentennial quarters, collectors hunt for unique varieties or rare production errors that could increase the coin's value significantly. Now, you may have heard rumors that the 1976 no-mint mark quarter could be worth millions of dollars. The truth? While many bicentennial quarters are common, specific high-grade versions, or those with unique mint errors, can reach astounding values at auction. Imagine finding a pristine, high-grade 1976 no-mint mark quarter with an error that makes it one of a kind. Such coins can break auction records, with prices soaring into the six-figure range, and in some cases, rumors have inflated this to $1 million or more. While most 1976 quarters are worth face value, rare or nearly flawless examples can be worth thousands to even hundreds of thousands. So, what should you look for in a 1976 no-mint mark quarter if you're hoping to strike it rich? Start by examining the coin's condition. High-grade versions without scratches, dings, or any signs of wear are much more valuable. Look for coins in mint state, the kind that has barely, if ever, been circulated. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, especially if they have errors, are the ones that fetch impressive prices. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. To really increase your 1976 quarter's value, you want to find rare errors. Known examples include double dies, where certain parts of the design are struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect. Other errors could be in the form of off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or even a wrong planchet error, where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. So, there you have it. The 1976 no-mint mark quarter is a fascinating piece of history, and, for some lucky collectors, a hidden treasure worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands. While finding one worth millions is rare and mostly mythical, certain pristine or error-filled versions can still bring you a fortune. So check your change. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1976 D. Washington quarter, its history, and the unique traits that can make these coins incredibly valuable. First, let's start with a bit of history. The 1976 D quarter, minted in Denver, is part of a special series made to celebrate the United States bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of American independence. These quarters have a unique design on the reverse, featuring a colonial drummer, designed by Jack L. H.R. This design was chosen through a national competition to honor the spirit of 1776. Unlike regular quarters, these bicentennial coins were issued with dual dates, 1776 to 1976, to commemorate the historic occasion. They were minted in high numbers, but not all of them were created equal. While most are only worth face value, certain rare versions are far more valuable. First up, the mint mark. You're looking specifically for the D mark on the front, right below George Washington's neck. This indicates that it was minted in Denver, as opposed to Philadelphia or San Francisco. But it's not just the mint mark that matters here. Asterisk condition is everything. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have no visible wear or damage, can be worth much more. An MS 67 grade or higher on the Sheldon scale, for example, can significantly increase the value. Even more valuable are error coins. Coins with misstrikes, double dies, or other minting errors can fetch serious cash. For instance, some 1976 D quarters were accidentally struck on a silver-clad planchet, intended for special bicentennial sets rather than the general issue. This type of error is exceptionally rare and can make the coin incredibly valuable. Another potential error to look out for is doubling on the drummer's image or on the words United States of America and quarter dollar. These double die errors are especially prized among collectors and could make your coin worth thousands. In recent years, these high-grade and error quarters have sold at auction for hundreds of thousands, with top-grade examples pushing even higher values. While not every 1976 D quarter will reach these amounts, the rare ones in pristine condition or with noticeable errors are truly worth hunting for. So, how can you find one of these valuable 1976 D quarters? Start by checking through your change. You never know when a hidden gem might appear. If you're really serious, visit local coin shops, attend auctions, or check out online marketplaces where collectors often post unique finds. Once you find a potential treasure, consider getting it professionally graded star. Companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate the coin, determine its grade, and give you a more accurate idea of its value. And there you have it, the hidden potential of the 1976 D Washington quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's worth taking a second look at this historic coin. It might be worth more than you think. We're diving into a recent yet fascinating coin that's creating waves in the collecting world. The 2020 D Mint Mark quarter dollar. Could this coin in your pocket actually be worth millions? Let's explore the history, unique features, and how you might have a hidden treasure in plain sight. The 2020 D Mint Mark quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, with each coin celebrating iconic U.S. national parks and landmarks. In 2020, the final 5 designs were released, showcasing sites like the National Park of American Samoa and the Marsh-Billings-Rockefeller National Historical Park. Each quarter in the series was minted in limited quantities, adding some excitement for collectors. With the D Mint Mark, these quarters were minted at the Denver Mint, known for producing billions of coins for circulation each year. However, it's not just the quantity but the specific qualities and errors in these coins that have raised eyebrows and values. So why would a coin minted in 2020, a relatively recent year, be worth anything beyond its face value? It turns out some of these quarters feature unique errors and anomalies, making them highly desirable to collectors. Coin errors, like double die strikes, misalignments, and die breaks, can increase the value of any coin significantly. Some of these rare error coins have been auctioned for jaw-dropping amounts. Imagine a regular 25-cent coin going for thousands, even potentially millions, if it's a top-grade error specimen. But keep in mind, only certain types of errors, like a particularly rare doubling on the reverse or obverse, command these astronomical values. Start by checking the D Mint Mark. If it's unusually placed or slightly doubled, it could indicate a valuable minting error. Look closely at George Washington's profile on the obverse side or any specific detailing on the reverse side. If you see doubling, especially on letters or George's face, you could be looking at a rarity. Quarters in perfect mint state, MS65 or higher, are rare, especially if they have pristine luster and no visible scratches. Coins graded in higher mint states can fetch thousands of dollars even without major errors. Sometimes, you'll notice unique striking errors like off-center strikes, which can make the coin highly collectible. So, what's the market really like for these 2020 D quarters? If you've got a coin with these rare errors or in near-perfect condition, you could potentially see offers in the thousands or even more at auction. Graded coins are especially valuable, as collectors want authenticated, top-condition pieces. A recent error coin in the 2020 series sold for thousands of dollars, and experts predict that as collectors and errors continue to be uncovered, values could rise even higher. And while only a small percentage of 2020D quarters might be worth millions, discovering even a $1,000 coin is an incredible win. Now, if you think you have a valuable 2020D quarter, preservation is key. Avoid handling it with bare hands, use gloves, and consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading authenticates your coin's condition and confirms any errors, which adds a lot to its market value. Once graded, store your coin in a protective case and keep it in a stable, dry environment to prevent tarnishing over time. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 2020D Mint Mark quarter. This coin may be more valuable than you ever imagined, with the right condition and errors potentially putting it in the ranks of high-dollar collectibles. So next time you get change, take a closer look at those quarters. You might just have a treasure waiting to be discovered. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in recent American history, the 1998 Mint Mark quarter dollar. Yes, you heard it right, this coin has a story, and it's worth millions of dollars. Stick around to find out why this humble quarter might just be hiding a fortune. Let's get started. The 1998 quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful series, which featured the 50 states, territories, and national parks on the reverse side of the coin. But what makes the 1998 Mint Mark version so special? Well, it all comes down to its rarity and an anomaly in the minting process. But before we get into that, let's talk a bit about the history of the quarter itself. First issued in 1998, the quarter featured the familiar Washington design, with George Washington on the obverse and a state-specific design on the reverse. This particular year marked the start of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, with each year celebrating a new state. So what's the deal with the 1998 Mint Mark? You might be wondering, what's so special about a coin with a simple Mint Mark? Isn't that just the standard for the Philadelphia Mint? The answer is yes, but the issue here isn't the Mint Mark itself. It's what happened during the production. In the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint faced a significant increase in demand for coins, leading to higher production numbers, especially for quarters. However, certain batches of the 1998 Mint Mark coins were minted with a distinctive flaw, a double die error. This error is what catapulted the 1998 quarter into the spotlight. The double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, creating a slight double impression on the coin's features. In the case of the 1998 quarter, this could be found on Washington's profile or in the lettering, such as Liberty or In God We Trust. Now, imagine finding one of these rare double die quarters. Only a few examples are known to exist, and these can be worth a small fortune. Okay, so how much is this coin actually worth? Well, the value of a 1998 Mint Mark quarter dollar can vary widely based on its condition and the severity of the error. Most 1998 quarters are worth around 25 cents, just like any regular quarter. But if you happen to stumble upon one with that double die error in mint condition, it could easily fetch over $1,000. But wait, it gets even better. At auction, some of the rarest, highest quality examples have sold for well over $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, $1 million for a single quarter. These coins are incredibly valuable because of how few remain, making them highly sought after by collectors. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable quarters? Here are a few tips. First, check for the doubled lettering around the coin. Look closely at the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. You'll notice a slight shadow or duplication on the letters if the coin is a true double die. Next, examine Washington's profile. If you see any signs of extra outlines or overlapping features, that's another indicator. The double die error is most noticeable in the details of the design. Now that you know how to spot a potential treasure, what should you do if you find a 1998 quarter that's worth a fortune? If you think you've got one of these valuable coins, your best bet is to take it to a professional coin grader for authentication. A certified coin can fetch a higher price when sold at auction or through specialized dealers. And, of course, make sure you keep your eyes open, whether you're checking pocket change, online auctions, or coin shops. You never know when you might strike it rich with a rare find like the 1998 P Mint Mark quarter. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and history. And if you've ever found a rare coin yourself, let us know in the comments. Let's hear your stories. We're going to talk about one of the most fascinating and rare coins you might have in your collection or even sitting in your change jar. It's the 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, and believe it or not, it could be worth millions of dollars. Stick around as we dive into its history, rarity, and how to identify the valuable ones. First, let's set the stage. The 1983 P quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the P Mint mark on the coin. But what makes this particular quarter stand out? It's not about the design. It's about the story behind the coin and its rarity in certain conditions. To understand why this coin is worth so much, we need to look back. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced a standard issue of the Washington quarter, with no major changes to the design. But over the years, experts have uncovered that a number of these quarters were struck with subtle errors or characteristics that made them incredibly rare. One of the key features of this coin that makes it valuable is its specific error type. The 1983 P Washington quarter has a variety of rare conditions, especially those with certain minting flaws, like doubling, repunched mint marks, or misalignments. These anomalies, combined with the scarcity of high-grade examples, have caused its value to soar in recent years. These mint errors aren't the only reason the 1983 P quarter is worth a fortune. In fact, some of these coins can fetch prices in the millions if they're in the right condition. The most prized among them are those with no wear, no blemishes, and those rare error types. Now, let's take a look at how these errors can increase the value. A simple, unmarked 1983 P quarter is worth its face value, about 25 cents. But if you happen to have one with a rare error or if it's in perfect, uncirculated condition, its value could rise exponentially. The key to identifying these valuable coins lies in their grading. Coins in mint state, which means they have almost no signs of wear, are what collectors are willing to pay big for. For example, a 1983 P quarter in MS67 or higher can easily sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you find one with a significant error, that value can jump to millions. In fact, auction records have shown that some of these quarters have sold for amounts that blow our minds. One auction saw a 1983 P quarter with a significant error sell for over $3 million. Imagine that. A quarter worth 25 cents turning into a fortune. It's not just about rarity or errors. There's a real excitement in discovering one of these hidden gems. As a collector, you know that it's always worth checking your change for coins like this. A 1983 P Mint quarter could be sitting right there under your nose, waiting to make you a millionaire. So, if you're a coin collector, now you know just how valuable a 1983 P Mint Washington quarter can be. Whether it's in your change or hidden in your collection, be sure to examine it closely. If it has any rare features, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow collectors. And, as always, let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare 1983 P quarter. You might just have $1 million coin on your hands. We have something truly spectacular to talk about. A coin that has flown under the radar for many years but is now turning heads in the numismatic world. That's right, we're diving into the history and value of the 1999 P Mint Mark quarter-dollar coin. And believe me, this coin could be worth millions. First, let's take a trip back to 1999. The United States Mint, based in Philadelphia, produced millions of quarters that year. But what sets this particular coin apart from the rest? Well, it's all about rarity, errors, and the potential to fetch mind-blowing prices. This is the standard design you'll find on most quarters produced from 1932 until today, the image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. But don't let the familiar appearance fool you. The real magic happens with certain variations of this coin. While the reverse design of the 1999 P quarter is the standard depiction of an eagle, this is where it gets interesting. It was part of the 50 state quarters program, with designs that represented each state in the U.S. In 1999, the coin featured designs honoring Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. But, like many things in life, some of these coins didn't make it into circulation quite as planned. Now, if you're wondering where the value comes in, here's where the excitement begins. Some 1999 P quarters were minted with serious errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, and even missing mint marks. These coins are incredibly rare, and because of their mistakes, they can fetch a pretty penny. Imagine finding one of these misprints in your pocket change. A 1999 P quarter with a major error could be worth anywhere from hundreds to thousands, and in some extreme cases, even millions of dollars. Collectors and investors are now on the lookout for these rare finds, and they're willing to pay big bucks for the right coin. For example, one of the most sought-after errors is the missing mint mark. If you come across a 1999 P quarter that doesn't show the P mint mark, it could be a jackpot. These coins are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for one of these elusive pieces. And guess what? The bidding wars are on. In recent auctions, certain 1999 P quarters with unique errors have sold for staggering amounts, sometimes hitting the millions. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins in your collection? Let's go over some key things to look for. First, check the mint mark. If it's missing, or if there's an error in the mint mark itself, you may have found something special. Next, inspect the strike. If the design is off-center or has a double die, you've definitely got something worth investigating. Always make sure to get it checked by a professional, as these errors can be very subtle. So, the next time you're flipping through your spare change or going through a box of old coins, remember, the 1999 P mint mark quarter could be hiding a treasure that could make you a millionaire. And who knows? You might be holding one in your hand right now. We're diving deep into a unique coin from the US Mint that's not only fascinating but also worth millions of dollars in some rare cases. Yes, we're talking about the 2017 P Mint mark $quarter coin, a seemingly simple coin with a significant place in history. Let's explore its background, rarity, and why it's catching the eye of collectors around the world. The 2017 P Mint mark quarter is particularly notable for being the first time in U.S. history that a quarter featured a P mint mark without being part of a special series. For decades, all U.S. quarters were minted with the traditional D, Denver, and S, San Francisco mint marks, so this was a monumental shift. In 2017, the U.S. Mint decided to honor the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint. As part of the celebration, they issued the 2017 Philadelphia Mint Quarter, featuring the P Mint mark. The Mint also distributed a limited number of these coins through circulation for the very first time in history. This made them a rare find for collectors who were aware of this historic release. Now, let's talk about the design. The 2017 P Quarter features a stunning rendition of the famous America the Beautiful series design. The 2017 release celebrates the Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa, showcasing a breathtaking view of the ancient Native American burial mounds, along with the coin's standard features such as George Washington's portrait and the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Now, here's where things get interesting. Due to the rarity of the 2017 P Mint mark quarter, especially in uncirculated and higher grades, some of these coins have skyrocketed in value. Initially, the general public didn't know the significance of the P Mint mark, and these quarters were widely circulated. But over time, collectors have come to realize just how special they are. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those that are graded as MS65 or higher, can fetch hundreds of dollars on the market. Some collectors have even reported finding these quarters in exceptional condition straight from rolls, meaning they're still circulating out there, waiting to be found. But the real jackpot? Coins with extremely low mintage numbers, especially error coins, such as those with double dies, off-center strikes, or other unique flaws, are worth even more. A few of these error coins have been known to fetch anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars depending on their rarity and condition. Now, you might be wondering, how can you find a valuable 2017 P Mint mark quarter? Here are some tips to help you along your coin hunting journey. First, check your change. While the 2017 P quarter isn't incredibly rare in circulation, some individuals have found high-quality examples by simply going through their pocket change. The best places to look are bank rolls and coin machines. Pay special attention to coins that appear well-struck and have sharp details, as those are more likely to be in high grades. Also, get familiar with the grading system. Coins graded MS-65 and higher can fetch substantial prices. And if you're lucky enough to find an error coin, like a doubled die or a misaligned die, you could be looking at a small fortune. So, what makes some of these 2017 P quarters worth millions of dollars? Comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. As the first ever P Mint Mark quarter to circulate, its significance is huge in the numismatic community. Rare and perfect condition coins, coupled with those with errors, become highly sought after. Additionally, the emotional and historical value attached to owning a piece of U.S. mint history only adds to the appeal. That's why the most rare and unique 2017 P quarters have seen such high bids at auctions. In conclusion, the 2017 P Mint Mark quarter is more than just a regular coin. It's a symbol of history, rarity, and opportunity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, this coin is definitely worth keeping an eye out for, especially when it comes to pristine, error, or low mintage examples. Keep an eye on your change, check your local coin shops, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find one of these valuable treasures for yourself. We're diving into one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage, the 1997 D Mint Mark quarter dollar. You may have seen one of these in your pocket change, but what if I told you that some of these quarters are worth millions of dollars? That's right, folks, millions. So, stick around to find out why. Let's start by looking at the history of the 1997 D Mint Mark quarter. Produced at the Denver Mint, the 1997 D quarter is part of the 50 States Quarters program, which was launched in 1999. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the features of this quarter. On the obverse, you'll see George Washington's portrait, which has been a staple on U.S. quarters since 1932. On the reverse, you'll see the iconic eagle, symbolizing American strength and freedom. Now, the 1997 D Mint Mark quarter is part of the standard production run, so you might think it's just another common coin, right? Well, not exactly. There's a particular set of circumstances where this coin, which you could find in circulation today, could be worth an extraordinary amount. But first, let's talk about the usual value of the 1997 D quarter. In general, a 1997 D Mint Mark quarter in regular circulated condition is worth just 25 cents. That's no surprise. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain 1997 D quarters have been discovered with major minting errors that make them incredibly valuable. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1997 D quarter features a rare double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coins is misaligned, causing the design to appear twice, overlapping each other. This type of error is incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these coins. Some of these 1997 D double die quarters have been sold for over $1 million at auction. Imagine that what was once a simple 25-cent coin could now fetch a small fortune. And that's not all. Other errors, such as off-center strikes or high-grade specimens that are nearly flawless, can also command significant premiums in the market. Coins in exceptional condition, especially those graded 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, have also been known to sell for thousands of dollars. These high-grade quarters are highly coveted because they represent the best possible versions of a coin. So, how do you know if your 1997 D quarter could be worth millions? Here are a few things to check for. Look closely at the lettering, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. Any signs of doubling could indicate a valuable error. Check for scratches, wear, or discoloration. A mint state, nearly flawless coin is worth much more than a worn one. If the design is noticeably off-center, your coin might be a rare error. Finding a valuable 1997 D quarter isn't easy, but it's not impossible either. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare gems, it could be the start of your very own fortune. So, What are your chances of finding a 1997 D quarter worth millions? While the likelihood is slim, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Who knows? The next time you check your spare change, you might just discover something truly priceless. We're diving into a coin that's not just part of your typical pocket change. It's a coin with a fascinating history and, believe it or not, could be worth millions. That's right. I'm talking about the 1990 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, the 1990 D quarter might look like just another regular quarter from the 1990s. But this coin has a story that many collectors have found intriguing. While millions of these coins were minted, not all of them are the same. Let's start with the basics. The U.S. Mint produced over 600 million Washington quarters in 1990. Most of them have the standard D Mint mark, indicating they were minted at the Denver Mint. But what makes the 1990 D quarter stand out is the rare condition of some of these coins. Now, you might be wondering what makes this coin potentially worth millions. Well, it's all about rarity, condition, and sometimes a bit of luck. While the 1990 D quarter was produced in large quantities, there are certain factors that can make a specific coin an absolute gem in the eyes of collectors. Mint condition. The coin's grade is one of the most important aspects. A quarter in mint state, meaning no scratches, wear, or damage, can fetch a higher price. Errors or variations. Some 1990 D quarters have rare minting errors like double strikes or misaligned dies. These errors are like gold to collectors, making them far more valuable. Demand. Collectors and investors seek these rarities, and the more in demand the coin, the higher the price. So, let's talk about how much these rarities can go for. A graded mint state 1990 D quarter, in perfect condition, can be worth anywhere between $200 to $500. But that's just the starting point. The real value comes from those coins with unique minting errors. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1990 D quarters, especially those with rare errors, have been sold for thousands of dollars. In fact, there are reports of these coins reaching values of over $10,000 at auctions. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. And if you happen to stumble upon a flawless, error-free 1990 D quarter, or one that's graded as a proof 70, which is as close to perfect as you can get, it could be worth anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter worth $100,000. So, how do you know if you've got a winner in your pocket? First, always check the condition. Coins that are perfectly shiny and show no signs of wear can be worth significantly more. But if you're looking for a true gem, check for errors like a double die or an off-center strike. This occurs when the die strikes the coin twice, causing a double image. Strikes the coin is struck outside the proper position on the die, resulting in a misaligned design. Sometimes, the metal disc used to make the coin gets clipped, creating a distinct edge. Check your 1990 D quarters carefully. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect for any signs of wear or errors. Even if you only find a well-maintained coin, it's still a nice find. Who knows what your coin might be worth? To wrap up, the 1990 D Mint Mark Washington quarter might just be a regular coin, but its potential for rare errors, minting conditions, and collector interest can make it one of the most valuable coins out there. So, the next time you check your change, take a closer look. Who knows, you might just have a coin worth millions. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting with a special focus on a rare and valuable piece of U.S. history, the 1965 no-mint Mark Washington quarter-dollar coin. This coin could be worth millions of dollars. But what makes it so special? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the basics. The 1965 Washington quarter was a part of the U.S. Mint's coinage produced during a period of significant change. In 1965, the U.S. government decided to eliminate silver from most circulating coins, replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was a direct response to the rising cost of silver, which was making silver coins more valuable than their face value. But here's where it gets interesting. Normally, every U.S. coin features a mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. However, in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped putting mint marks on quarters, dimes, and half dollars to make the production process more efficient. Most 1965 quarters were struck without mint marks, but here's the catch. Some collectors believe that a small number of 1965 no-mint mark quarters were accidentally struck at the San Francisco Mint. These rare coins may not have received their expected S-mint mark, but they still carry the minting characteristics of San Francisco SO. While most 1965 quarters are quite common and worth just 25 cents, a few of these minting errors have been uncovered and are now worth thousands, even millions of dollars. Rarity: only a few 1965 no-mint mark quarters were ever minted at the San Francisco Mint without the mint mark, making them incredibly rare. Historical significance: this error coin dates back to a time of significant change in U.S. coinage, making it an important piece of numismatic history. Condition: like any collectible coin, the condition of the 1965 no-mint mark quarter matters greatly. Coins in mint state or proof-like condition can fetch significantly higher prices. A well-preserved example could be worth hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. Prices for a 1965 no-mint mark quarter can vary drastically depending on condition, but let's break down the value in lower grades, such as good or very good. A 1965 no-mint mark quarter might be worth around $10 to $1.50. If the coin is in uncirculated condition, it could range from $500 to $1,000. But for coins in gem mint state like MS-65 or higher, collectors have paid up to $5,000 to $10,000. And here's the real kicker: coins with exceptional rarity and historical backing have been sold for as much as $1 million. These kinds of records don't happen every day, but they show just how valuable this coin can be. So, how do you spot a 1965 no-mint mark quarter? It's all about careful inspection. First, look at the obverse side of the coin where the Washington portrait is displayed. Unlike most quarters that have a mint mark below the eagle, the 1965 no-mint mark quarter has none. If you think you've found one, take the time to examine the coin closely for any signs of wear or alteration. If it's in mint condition, it could be worth a small fortune. Now, let's say you have a 1965 no-mint mark quarter that you think could be valuable. Where can you sell it? First, take it to a professional appraiser or a reputable coin dealer. They'll help you assess its value and determine if it's a true minting error. You can also consider online auction sites like eBay, where rare coins often sell for big bucks. And, of course, you can always visit coin shows or auctions dedicated to numismatic treasures. So, there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1965 no-mint mark $quarter coin. With a bit of luck and a sharp eye, you might just find one of these rare gems hiding in your change jar. And who knows? It could be worth millions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin finds and numismatic tips. We're diving into a fascinating coin that many of you might not even know could be worth a fortune. In this video, we're exploring the 1981 Mint mark $quarter coin and uncovering its history, rarity, and how this unassuming piece of American currency could be worth millions of dollars. Let's get started. Before we talk about its potential value, let's take a quick look at the 1981 Mint mark quarter itself. Produced by the U.S. Mint, the 1981 quarter features the classic design by John Flanagan, a portrait of George Washington on the obverse, with an eagle perched on a branch on the reverse. The Mint mark indicates it was produced in the Philadelphia Mint, which started using the Mint mark in 1942. Nothing extraordinary about it, right? Just another standard coin from the early 80s. But as we know, some coins tell a very different story. Here's where things get interesting. Most of the 1981 Mint quarters are not particularly rare. In fact, millions were made that year. However, what makes some of these coins incredibly valuable are certain rare errors that occurred during the minting process. Error coins, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins with die cracks, can drastically increase a coin's value. But the 1981 quarter that's worth millions of dollars is a very specific type of error, a variety of double die obverse. That's right, on some of these quarters you'll notice a slight doubling of features, especially in the letters and the lines of Washington's face. These doubled images occurred due to a malfunction during the coin's die striking process. Now, you may be wondering, how common are these double die error coins? Well, they're extremely rare. Only a handful of these 1981 P double die obverse quarters have been found, and they've sold for staggering amounts at auctions. In fact, one of these coins recently fetched upwards of $2 million. That's right, a single quarter worth millions of dollars. These high-value quarters are often graded by professionals, and their value skyrockets with higher grades like MS 67 or higher. Okay, so how do you know if you have one of these million-dollar coins? Let's break it down. Look closely at the letters, especially the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. If you spot any doubling, you might just be holding a rare treasure. Pay attention to Washington's eye, his hair, and even the date. Sometimes the doubling is very subtle, but in high resolution, you can see it clearly. Once you think you've found a potential double die error, the next step is to have it graded. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will assess the coin's condition, authenticity, and rarity. Remember, the higher the grade, the higher the value. If you're lucky enough to find a high-grade 1981 P double die obverse quarter, you might want to sell it through an auction house specializing in rare coins or approach high-end dealers who deal with rare U.S. coins. So, while the 1981 P Mint quarter might seem like just another coin from the early 1980s, there's a hidden gem for some lucky collectors. With the right error, it could be worth millions. Remember, coin collecting is about more than just hoarding coins. It's about discovering history and sometimes striking gold, literally. So, take a look at your quarters and keep searching, because you never know when you might find your own million-dollar treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes.